Hey guys, it's Liv here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking on the BattleSpot VGC Series double ladder with a team built around Dachsbun. If you guys enjoy this and you want to see more content, leave a like and subscribe. I have our first Pokemon picked out for the rest of Series 1, so of course, make sure you guys comment down below, answer our comment question of the day. What's your favorite weather? While I won't be able to get any more Series 1 ideas in, comment that at least. Let me know your favorite weather because it might inspire some teams that are going to be coming soon for Series 2, as I have a few teams that I need to bulk record before Orlando Regionals, and I would love to see some of your guys' ideas for those. But with that said, of course, let's get started. First mon of the team, of course, is Dachsbun. We have a Terra Steel set. This is essentially designed to, I guess first things first, I'll probably be linking down the team I took a lot of inspiration from this with. I did polish up a few different EVs, but I'll link the team down below. I got the inspiration from, this is actually a Moxie boosted team. Oh, I didn't even realize this was a Moxie boosted team when I stole it. I just grabbed it from VGC Pace. But shout out to Moxie. Moxie's someone I take a ton of inspiration from in terms of my builds. And just in general, shapes a lot of my VGC knowledge. So, of course, I'll link Moxie down below. But we're using a more simplified version of the team, truthfully, because of the fact that I figured, you know, it's been so long since even Moxie used this team. It's over a month, and the meta's changed a lot, and I figured I don't need this team to have a bunch of EVs that a lot of people won't understand for a couple-minute team builder. So I went with Max FDF with the 28 FizzDef Bold. You get more investment out of going 28 FizzDef Bold than going with a non-boosting nature and going in the SPDF side with like a careful nature, or a calm nature, I guess, in this case. But the Bold here, despite Body Press being a physical move, it never actually calculates off your physical attack stat. So we can actually go with Bold to minimize foul play damage, which is very cool because there are some foul play months in Series 1, such as Gothitelle, Murkrow. Occasionally, there's other things, but it's typically Gothitelle and Murkrow are the two that I can think of. Regardless though, this should be able to obviously take some hits better in that regard. With the well-baked body in tandem with our Lava Plume Pokemon that I'll get into in a bit, you're able to actually really snowball FizzDef boost onto a Dachsbun, and with the Terra Steel, you're able to clear one of your weaknesses immediately. You also end up getting an immunity to poison and a resistance to steel, which are your two weaknesses as a fairy type, so this helps out a lot. As far as coverage goes, there's not really any viable ground types outside of Garchomp, and you can FizzDef boost around it, so this ends up actually being a terrifying physical defensive threat. With the 28 FizzDef versus any non-Terra Fire Hydreigon or Terra Poison, really, you essentially need to Terra out of it on Hydreigon, you should be able to OHKO guaranteed after the Lava Plume plus 2 FizzDef boost, so this mon actually is a terrifying offensive threat as well. Moving on to our Lava Plume user, we do have Choice Scarf Armarouge. Now, a lot of teams typically will see Armarouge, and they're going to think of this as a Trick Room threat or a weakness policy with a Life Orb threat. The point being, they will not anticipate Scarfed. So you could use this as a Scarf Expanding Force threat, which we'll get into that in a bit. We have Armor Cannon, obviously, it's a good single target move. This is really useful when taking on teams that have Wide Guard Hariyama or really any other Wide Guard threat. We have Energy Ball, which is great coverage, and in tandem with Terra Grass, we're able to do some good damage to threats like Gastrodon, Dondozo, etc. With Lava Plume, of course, though, being our primary attack of choice here. We're max speed with Timid Nature just to be as fast as possible, though this speed creep does actually have a lot of merit in this format. We hit 139, which means that we're going to creep stuff like Modest Scarf Goldengo, for example, or really any sort of Pokemon that would creep that. So it's honestly really good just as an offensive threat. And Flash Fire does, of course, help with another fire immunity here. And as you can see, we got a lot of fire immunities. So you'll get into it, we'll get into it a bit, some Pokemon that will take advantage of this very well. We have Psychic Surge and DD, honestly just standard FizzDef and DD with the Terra Dark. This is useful for any sort of, well, I guess this is really, typically you would use Terra Dark as a way on Trick Room setters to get around Prankster Dark. However, there's not really a mon that would actually take advantage of that in this case. So in this sort of team specifically, it's utilized to, I guess, just keep a ghost immunity, well, ghost resistance, while also still getting a psychic resistance out of this still. Terra Dark, not really too sure what other scenarios you could use this for, but between Terra Dark and Safety Goggles, I guess if the opponent has like an Ice Spinner, you're still immune to Prankster Taunt, which is still valuable in that sense. We're max FizzDef regardless though, just to try and keep this thing as bulky as possible. A lot of people will probably anticipate Psychic Seed, which I guess works well in our favor for Safety Goggles, which should be good for Amoonguss matchups. We have Baxcalibur, which is our first threat that, of course, is going to take advantage of the fire immunities. While Baxcalibur has Thermal Exchange to take advantage of this, and it's immune to burn, it's still not a bad thing to have the fire immunity here, because it's still neutral to fire attacks, at least. It's only really just immune to being burned. But regardless, though, with the Terra Dragon here, you're able to obviously gain a really strong Glaive Rush, which is your primary attack of choice, with Clear Amulet, which should be useful against Intimidators such as Gyarados, Salamence, Arcanine, which are the top 3 Intimidators in this format in no particular order. With the Jolly Speed 180 investment, I want to say this is for Adamant Annihilate. I'm pretty sure this is an Adamant Annihilate creep, but I want to actually verify that because if I remember correctly, yeah, Adamant Annihilate, this creeps it perfectly. I thought it was in general for Adamant 90s, but really it's only Annihilate distance format. Regardless of what Dragon hits, we're honestly just a really good offensive monster. And in tandem with our Abomasnow, which has Aurora Veil, we're able to honestly just put a ton of pressure here. Now, this is the Pokemon, especially these fire immunities will really be helpful with, because Flash Fire is going to be really valuable. With Well-Baked Body, it's going to be really valuable. And those can clear any actual fire types for Abomasnow to be a really good late-game Hail option in tandem with Baxcalibur. We have Giga Drain and Blizzard as really strong stabs. Protect is just to protect, and Aurora Veil is just useful here. We have the Terra Grass here. You could go for Terra Ice as well, but this is good for clearing waters, which is essentially really useful with Armarouge. It's a really strong offensive piece of this team, as well as our next Pokemon, our final Pokemon being the Terra Fire and Annihilape. So clearing waters for Abomasnow is really useful for this. Moxie had a really heavy Speed F set, but I actually opted this for 244 HP with 252 in the speed. Really just because it's pretty simple. This is just meant to pop Citrus with as much HP as possible. Helps a bit more of physical attacks because the meta has shifted so physically heavy. I figured that going with max HP to ensure, well, the 244 HP, it's a Citrus number, which means that you're going to be always even HP. It's great for Citrus. And the leftovers in Spit F because you're going to be bulk upping as much as possible, so it just helps with that. Rage Fist and Drain Punch are really good primary stabs. Meanwhile, Protect is just useful for Protect. And Define is great for any sort of Intimidator, so you could take advantage of this insanely well. And yeah, that's really it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and with that said, let's get into the battles. Peace out, guys. Hey guys, it's Liv here. In today's video, we're going to be making up for all of our losses by using the best girl Dachsbun. We're going to be using this. I'm going to hope for some wins. 2 and 1 is the amount you have to like the video for. Answer the comment question of the day. I forgot to ask one yesterday. But what is your favorite weather to use just in competitive right now? My favorite's probably been Hail, actually. It's been so obnoxiously fun, and I'm really glad we get to use it team with Hail and Dachsbun today. Such a fun combination. Tomorrow's question will probably be something around terrain, so prepare your answers. We're taking on Sneasel, Tyranitar, Garganacl, Glimmora, Colossal, and Lycanroc. I'm wondering if this is supposed to be like a rock gym leader team. I'm anticipating 100% some sort of like a Terra Rock Sneasel here, just because of the team comp. We're definitely going to lead off with Annihilape, and I think a Abomasnow is a good lead here. Actually, no. This could be a good Dachsbun game, actually. I could go for Terra Steel right away and be set. We'll go for these two. I'm bringing Veil in the back, though. I don't really see myself leading on going for Terrestrial on Annihilape because of the Terra Fire being really bad against all of their rock types. But honestly, barring a Colossal lead, and even still with Colossal lead, to be honest, I could just go for Scarf Lava Plume into Body Press and just massacre that slot. Because all I really need against this comp is +2. Their team is so physically defensive anyway. And once I go for the Terra Steel on the Dachsbun, I'm fine. They're going to lead off with Cole and Sneasel. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so yeah, my play is always just to go for a Lava Plume turn 1. See what we can burn. And meanwhile, we're going to go for Terra Steel here. This should help a lot with just taking hits in general from their team comp. And I'm going to go for a Body Press. I know that I'm going to activate Steam Engine from Colossal, and I'm perfectly accepting of that. I don't really care, to be honest. So we're going to burn our Terrestrial Steel here. This means that they are only Terrestrial and Colossal, if anything, which is good to know. Probably some sort of Inner Focus, Focus Edge Sneasel. It's probably some sort of Weakest Policy Cole. You name it, it's probably on here. The point being, though, is that I'm pretty okay against this team, in my opinion. Yep, so they're going to Terrestrial Cole here. Perfectly fine. Into what typing? I think it's going to be Rock. It's going to probably be Rock. Yep, it's going to be Rock. Because they're going to want to pop Weakness Policy while still keeping Speed Up Boost and Sand. It makes perfect sense in this team. It's meant to be a Sand team, objectively speaking. So they're probably... Well, we're obviously going to boost our defense by 2 stages, which is amazing. We'll be able to Body Press this very, very efficiently. We did not end up actually bringing Sneasel in on Sash, and I can't lie, I'm a little bit disappointed by that. I don't really care, though, because... we're still going to... Well, actually, the best part is about this is by going for the Scarf Lava Plume here, we actually make sure that that never pops a Weakness Policy this turn, which is amazing for us. Because the Weakness Policy now is going to activate after it's hit by the Surf and after it has already attacked. So already as well, this sets us up really well. Though, for what it's worth, they will probably outpace my Armarouge next turn, which is a little bit unfortunate. It just means, though, that if my Body Press doesn't KO right now, that it's going to just get some more damage. Yep, okay. So if Armarouge outpaces, actually, we can make sure that we're gonna take that Mon out, which is really good for us. So we'll kind of just the gamble off that. It might unironically outpace. So just in case, though, I'm gonna click Protect here. I don't really care about KOing Sneasel or Colossal this turn, to be completely honest. It doesn't really matter. And I'd prefer to just keep this Mon alive and just scout what my opponent has in the back. So we'll do that. So Flare Blitz is gonna go off here, and they're actually going to attack into the spot. Why? They know I'm immune. They know I have an immunity. Well, we're going to get the Lava Plume off. Perfectly fine. I kind of wish I just didn't Protect because I could have gotten to +6. I could have literally gotten a +6 this turn. Okay, well, for what it's worth, I mean, we tanked so much rating last time. I think we went down about like a whole 10 grand. We went from like 19,000 to like 30,000. So maybe this is just what happens when you nearly nearly go down twice as much for rating. Anyway, though, it is what it is. If nothing else, the Dachsbun should be able to massacre this team. I don't know how we got so lucky with the first game being such a good Dachsbun matchup, because they can't objectively touch this. Their best way around this would have been like a Iron Defense body press set on Garganacl, which I'm okay with that. I can easily just go for body press next turn, and then +4 B press will still massacre. They're probably going to go into Lightning Rock. Is this other slot? Yeah, Lightning Rock. Okay, I'm fine with that. This is actually really okay for me, because the best thing they could do is they don't really have a good play, I'm going to be honest. But we're going to go for body press into Tyranitar, because once we get sand rid of on the following turn, I'll have a Abomasnow in the back, which can clear that, and in tandem with a dual attack into the Lightning Rock slot, I can ensure to take this out. However, my Armarouge will guarantee die to this hit, so I'm not really looking to take that. They're going to go for close combat here. As you can see, it does absolutely 0 damage. And the best part about this play, too, the fact they went for close combat and not, and they didn't go for the Rock Slide here, they're going to allow us to boost our defense even further. On top of this as well, we're breaking Lightning Rock Sash in a very non-meaningful way, which is really useful here because the fact that, one, Tyranitar is guaranteed dead. Even if it was like a Chople Berry set, it's now objectively just dead. It didn't end up being Chople, but still safer this way. But more importantly, number 2, they can't actually pop Endeavor in a really strong sense anymore. They're essentially just letting this Mon go down, which, for what it's worth, it only really mattered if they were clicking a combination of dual Rock Slide this turn into like maybe an Endeavor in the following turn plus a Rock Slide or some shit, which really is the only way this ever mattered. But yeah, no, I just actually, no, yeah, I always just click Lava Plume plus Body Press and I just take them out. They can't really beat this. Yeah, battle's canceled. Beautiful. Okay. So already 6 minutes in, well, probably like 11 after the team builder, 11 to 12, but we've already won a game. Let's get into game number 2. Peace out, guys. Okay, so moving on to game number 2, we're actually taking on an opposing Hail team. It's going to consist of Hydreigon, Titan, Abomasnow, Tauros, Fire, Rotom, Heat, and Gothitelle. Okay, so Gothitelle's a little bit concerning, but it's not a big deal. Truthfully, I just lead off with my same, well, actually, I lead off with Armarouge and DD here. Because most likely, actually, I'm not too sure. No, I am going to lead off with Armarouge Dachsbun again, because Dachsbun should be really good against pretty much everything here. We're going to throw in DD in the back, though, because there might be a situation, depending on their lead, where I actually just go for Expanding Force turn 1, and I feel like that's going to depend on what they go with as their first mons. I think that my final mon here, it's probably going to be Annihilate. Annihilate might be my Terra Captain my Terra mon this time. I could also go with Baxcalibur, though. I think that Baxcalibur is also pretty damning against their team. But I would prefer Annihilate, if nothing else, because depending on what the game ends up going like, I might get in a situation where they brought Tauros thinking it would be good for my Hail Core, and then I end up getting intimidated, which will be very valuable. I don't think they'll lead with Tauros, though, for that reason. So I'm going to kind of hope that I could just take advantage of this really well. But good luck and fun, regardless, to my opponent. And yeah, let's see what they do. I'm anticipating either Titan and Abomasnow lead or some sort of Tauros Goth lead. I think that Hydreigon guarantees a backseater with whatever lead they go with. And I could really, anything besides Rotom I think is a good matchup this game. I think Rotom, objectively speaking, is a terrible matchup. Like a completely unusable matchup against this team. It's just fodder for everything. But yeah, I think they can make the other 5 work, because Tauros is actually really good against my Veil, and I think there's a good chance they could lead it. They're going to lift the Hydreigon Goth. Okay, so Hydreigon Goth is fine. Really not a concern, actually, especially with my Terra on my Dachsbun. We're going to proceed to go for a Scarf Lava Plume here, and then I'm going to go for the Terra Steel, because I do anticipate them to go for Flash Cannon into my Dachsbun, and I'm just going to Oko Hydreigon. Barring some sort of Terra Fire this turn, which I'm fine with Terra Fire as well, we guarantee Oko that Hydreigon slot, actually, which is really huge. It objectively, like, I EV'd my set specifically for 4 HP, and this also implies that we only attack with Dachsbun, which obviously we're also getting up a Lava Plume here. They're going for Terra on Hydreigon. It's the only mon that could have done that, besides maybe a really fast Gothitelle. Terra Fire. Okay, so Terra Fire is still fine. We'll still get up enough damage, and I have the immunity anyway with Well-Baked Body, so I'm not too concerned with this. Really, their only play of actually doing damage would be the fact that they had to run an Earth Power Hydreigon. Which I say that, and it's not a bad item. It's not a bad idea in any sense. But if you're going to run coverage for steals, currently one of the most common steals in Series 1 would be Terra Steel Hydreigon. It's one of the best, objectively speaking. Why not run Heat Wave? Or Flamethrower? Or even just some other fire move? for fuck's sakes. But you never run that. Okay, so they're gonna go with, they're Scarfed. Scarfed is good to note. Because I get that they went for Fake Out, but I never actually got my attack off first. So they're Scarfed into that, which is interesting. That's very interesting, actually. So I'm gonna take advantage of this, actually. Because I can just go into Hydreigon here. Not Hydreigon, into Indeedee here. And from here, what I can actually make work, I can go for some sort of... I want to go for Psychic into Hydreigon. And I think I'm going to go for a Snarl here. Snarl should be good to weaken... Actually, no. We're going to go for Trick Room. We're going to go for Trick Room here, because I think the Dachsbun overall should be pretty good in the Trick Room matchup in this team. And I'm going to go for Snarl. This should drop both the special attack stats of my opposing Pokemon. They're going to go for a Helping Hand into Hydreigon. That's fine. Meanwhile, they're going to get Dark Pulse up. Okay, so Dark Pulse is fine. Again, not really too concerned here, because I'm going to Snarl both of these anyway. And really, they don't have a good way of killing Dachsbun, actually, unless they have Taurus in the back. And even if they have Taurus in the back, I will have a Nihilip in the field to take advantage of that. So I'm pretty set here. What I'm going to proceed to do, I'm going to go into a Nihilip at this point, and I'm going to go for a Protect. Meanwhile, I'm going to go for one more Snarl here, solely for the fact that, again, they're Choice Scarf Hydreigon, and I want to drop their special attack. The biggest concern here would truthfully be the fact that Gothitelle could maybe have a Psychic move, which is a little bit concerning, but it's not a huge deal. They're going to keep clicking Helping Hand, plus my guess is Dark Pulse, which I'm perfectly okay with. We'll get up our Protect here, and then meanwhile, my opponent is going to click Dark Pulse. Okay, so they're going to click Dark Pulse into the Annihilate spot. That's fine. They're not really valuing the Dachsbun here, which works out well for me. We're going to drop them to -2 special attack. So from here, what I'm going to proceed to do, I'm going to proceed to go for a Bulk Up here. And I'm going to get myself boosted up. Meanwhile, I'm going to go for one more Snarl. Realistically, I should be able to pop my Citrus Berry guaranteed this turn, which should be very valuable. Even if Gothitelle does decide to attack, it's going to be a -3 Gothitelle by the time it manages to land a hit. So I'll be okay with that. And if they're really only going to go for one attack, that's significantly better for me, actually. Because despite the fact that Hydreigon will get a -2 attack with a Helping Hand boost, I'm still not too concerned with Hydreigon. Hydreigon is Burn to Terra. It's a Scarf set. The worst thing I could do, I guess, is switch, which they are going to switch. It's still fine with this, in all honesty. And they're going to bring in here... They're going to bring in a Abomasnow. Okay, Abomasnow is fine. Really not a big concern, actually. I could just Body Press it next turn. Body Press plus Drain Punch should be able to massacre this, so I'm pretty content here. Meanwhile, the Gothitelle is probably going to click a Psychic move, if I had to guess. Which, again, should be a -3 Psychic move, so I'm perfectly okay with that. This should, of course, also potentially... Gothitelle might even drop my special attack. Nope, they're going to go for Foul Play. Okay, well, that does nothing. Foul Play does nothing. So, see, they have Abomasnow, Hydreigon, and Gothitelle. They have more Mons than me, 4-2. However, they don't really have a good way to actually beat my team, if that makes sense. We're going to go for Drain Punch here, and I'm going to go for a Body Press here. Just because this will obviously have the Fist Step boost from the snow. And I want to just make sure I'm doing as much damage as possible to this Pokemon, purely for the fact that it could end up having, it could have Aurora Veil, and I don't really want to let it set of that. I should probably take notes. Okay, so they're switching out with Gothitelle, it's perfectly fine. I'm curious about what their last mon is. So they're bringing back in Hydreigon. Okay. So, at the very least, we have revealed 3 of their Pokemon, which is fine. The Abomasnow is gone, which is good for me. Last mon probably is the Titan here, which I'm okay with that. The biggest concern will be, truthfully, Earthquake, which is actually a little bit of a concern, but it's not a huge deal. I'm going to click Protect with Dachsbun next turn guaranteed, whether it's Gothitelle or whether it's Gothitelle or Titan that comes in. I don't think Taurus will come in, but I'd click Protect on that anyway as well. Okay, so it is Gothitelle. I'm going to click a Drain Punch here into the Hydreigon. Meanwhile, I'm going to click a Protect because I don't want to get... Well, actually, I guess they can't Fake Out me. But even still, they could potentially go for some sort of attack into Dachsbun, which I think they will do. Draco could be a little bit scary, I guess. They're going to go for a Helping Hand here. I'm curious about what attack they'll click. It's probably going to be Dark Pulse. Well, regardless, so we're going to get the Protect off. I guess forgetting that Terrain is going to kind of bite me in the ass because I could have gotten off a strong hit. And, like, I could have taken advantage of the Fizz Def boost here as well, which now I no longer have access to. Okay, so that's a little bit annoying, actually, I can't lie. But we'll pop Citrus anyway off of this. And in tandem with this, we'll get some really good recovery here. And not only that, but if I don't KO Hydreigon, I could actually just go for a Protect here. Yep, perfect. I can go for Protect here, plus a Body Press, and take out the Hydreigon that way. Which, this will actually be really huge for me, because essentially what I can do here, I can guarantee that I'm going to get my Fizdef boost as long as Hydreigon attacks. So, I'll go for Protect here, and I'm going to go for the Snarl, actually. Snarl will be more beneficial, because I drop Special Attack in both mons, and even if they switch, I'm fine. I essentially have a guaranteed immunity to this, so they can't even do anything here. Because they'll never actually damage me. So, they're going to get the Heat Wave off. And then, yep, we're going to get the Protect. Meanwhile, my Dachsbun is going to get the +2 Fizdef. And I should be able to KO the Hydreigon with this Snarl. So, Snarl's going to go off. We don't actually KO, but it's fine. We'll still be able to drop Special Attack of whatever mon comes in next. Really, the one concern here, I guess, would be Tauros. I'm going to go for the Rage Fist. Actually, no, I'm going to go for Drain Punch here. Solely in case this mon switches out. And then I'm going to go for the Body Press here. Because it's either a +4 Body Press, which will do objectively more damage than Snarl would, or we're going to get the, or we're going to end up just getting off, well, I guess either way, yeah. The point being is it's just good damage. It's going to, at worst, be +2. They're going to switch, and they're going to go into, what mon are they going to actually bring in here? I feel like it's got to be Titan. No, it's Tauros. They actually bring in Tauros, and it was Aqua, actually, which is still fine. I get a Defiant boost off of this, so as I said, we brought in Annihilate specifically for this scenario, so that's okay. And the best part is because the fact that, okay, so they're Mirror Herb. Mirror Herb is good to note, but I'm still okay with this because we'll get a +3 Drain Punch in that spot, and that does like half. Yeah, okay, perfect. So I need to click Protect on Dachsbun, objectively speaking, and I need to go for Drain Punch into that Tauros, which is a little bit concerning, but it's not a huge deal. They'll go for Foul Play into Dachsbun, still objectively does no damage, and it does even less now. So we're gonna get the Drain Punch off, and Drain Punch should kill the Tauros. It should kill Hydreigon as well, obviously. And they've also lost their Mirror Herb, which is good. They can't actually activate that again. So if they switch out here trying to drop my my physical attack more, it will objectively backfire. So we'll get this Drain Punch off, and this should guarantee kill the Tauros. Albeit Tauros would have to essentially go for a really strong Adamant Wave Crash here, which Adamant wouldn't outpace us anyway. We're jolly max speed. So they're gonna go for Helping Hand here. Okay, so they're gonna probably go for Wave Crash. Now let's see if they're max speed. We'll go for Protect on Dachsbun, obviously. And what is Tauros going to do? Is it Jolly? It is Close Combat. Oh, and they're going to go for Dachsbun. Beautiful. Okay. So that's really good because now the Tauros is cleared. And we came back. We came back. I told you guys, despite the fact that it was 4-2, the team had such a good matchup here that I think, objectively speaking, we always had this out. Now I can guarantee take out Hydreigon actually next turn with a Body Press. And then Goth can never actually beat my team because it's Foul Play Goth. And I just easily go for the... I go for Protect here, and then I go for Rage Fist into Goth the following turn. This gets rid of any shenaniganry that they might go for. Worst case scenario, they go for like a Helping Hand plus Dark Pulse into Dachsbun, which even still, I don't think that KOs. Dachsbun is fairly Spadef on this set, actually. We only threw in Fizdef to guarantee the KO on the Hydreigon. So we have like 228 Spadef and 252 HP. I doubt a Helping Hand boost to the Hydreigon with a Choice Scarf is going to KO. It objectively will not do enough damage. So we're going to get the Protect off into Annihilate here. Meanwhile, my opponent is, as I said, they're probably going to go for a Dark Pulse, if I had to guess. Dark Pulse is objectively their best play. They need to... Yep, okay, so they didn't even call it a play, right? Objectively, I mean, I get that there's nuance with Protect, but objectively, I feel like their play was always attack into Dachsbun. Because they lost if they never did that. I could always click Protect on Annihilate. I clicked Protect anyway last turn with Dachsbun, so it was a very slim chance I got that the second time. Annihilate still had the free range. And they objectively lost the game now. We turned a 4-2 all the way up to a 2-0. So we'll take that. We're just going to get 2 attacks off here, and they can't really do anything. Perfect. We're going to get into game number 3, though. We've already hit the like goal amount. So, of course, again, if you haven't already, leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in game number 3, though. So moving on to our final team today, we're taking on a Floatzel Rain team, which is pretty interesting. Floatzel, Baxcalibur, Bronzong. I think I've seen this team before. Pelipper, Belly Bolt, and a Moongus. Okay. So this will be a little bit tricky. I can't really pull off the Dachsbun Armarouge lead. Well, I could technically, but it's going to be a lot more unoptimal. I think I actually lead off with a Bomb Snow and Baxcalibur here. This should be a really strong lead against their team comp. And even if... So no, I'm actually going to not lead with that. I'm going to bring Armarouge and I'm going to bring Dachsbun. And I'm still going to go for Lava Plume here. It still has a high burn chance. They're still a fairly physical heavy team. And I can always go for that plus Dash Bun and go for Body Press, even if they lead off with Backs, which I guess would be the worst one to lead with for my specific matchup. If they lead off with like Backs Pelipper, that's the worst case scenario for me, but it's still not bad by any means. Floatzel, I guess, could also be bad, but I don't really care if they're going to dedicate a Floatzel lead, in all honesty, because I could just switch it out into Armarouge, switch Armarouge out into a Bomb Snow. They're going to lead off with Bronzor, Bronzong, and Amoonguss. So that's a lead. That's definitely a lead. They're going Trick Room here. I'm still fine with this. I always go for Lava Plume in turn. Meanwhile, I'm going to go for the... I think I'm going to go for just a Body Press into the Bronzong spot. If they're going to go for like a Rage Powder, that's fine. I don't really care. If they're going to go for a Spore, that's fine. I don't really care. They're going to go for Rage Powder. Okay. So they're really clicking Rage Powder. I'm fine with this. They're probably just trying to guarantee the Trick Room goes up, which, so be it. I don't really mind. It's just good damage on Amoonguss, and Dash Bun is boosting its Phys Def still, so even if I have to take a bit of Helmet, I don't really care, to be honest. Plus, it might be Berry, which it seems like they are Berry, which is perfectly fine. But actually, Eject Button. Okay. Interesting, but I like that. Eject Button. Okay. Good to know. And they're going to bring in Belly Bolt here. So Belly Bolt is interesting. Now, I'm curious on this scenario. Okay, so Rage Powder no longer worked because of the fact you swapped. It's definitely interesting. Okay, and meanwhile, they're going to go for Belly Bolt plus Bronzong. They're definitely Bulldoze on Bronzong, objectively speaking. Trick Room. Okay, good to know. So I'm going to proceed to click another Lava Plume here. Meanwhile, I'm going to go for the Terra Steel, just so that then I don't take more from Gyro Ball if they click that instead. And I'm going to go for Body Press into Belly Bolt, because the Lava Plume should do enough to KO this mon, in all honesty. And I would rather get rid of their Belly Bolt here, which is going to go for Terra Electric. Oh no, they're going to go for Terra on Bronzong. Wow, Terra Ground Bronzong. Why are they going Terra Ground Bronzong? I feel like that's going to do more damage with Bulldoze, which feels really weird to boost their own Bulldoze. Like this doesn't... I feel like that's a really unoptimal play to make. But who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? Maybe they're Earthquake instead, which if they're Earthquake, this makes sense, but I feel like you would run Bulldoze with Belly Bolt. I feel like that's just what you go for. Anyway, they're going to go for Bulldoze. Yep. Okay, so why Ground then? Maybe just, I mean, I get why they would click it in the sense of, you know, trying to bully Armarouge and Dash Bun, but it hurts their own Belly Bolt more. They're definitely weakness policy, objectively, their weakness policy. Metamorphosis. And then also weakness policy. I feel like they could have benefited a lot more from like some sort of set with like a Terra Electric set, and they could have massacred everything. Parabolic Charge, it's fine. They're oh, you know what? I see what they're doing. Terra Ground for the immunity, because Zong wouldn't be able to telepathy if it had Levitate. That's actually good. I makes a lot more sense. However, I think at the same time I objectively lose. I should have. So I couldn't have even really went for the Armor Cannon either to avoid this, because Armor Cannon would have gotten the redirect. I would have essentially needed to bring in DD and double into it, which, again, even still, that actually never also got around it. So, yeah, I think I just lost. I think that I just lost that lead, which really just comes down to good play by my opponent, to be honest. But we'll have to see. Maybe I can make this work. For what it's worth, I'm dual resistant, but they still just go for Bulldoze and then just Parabolic, and they'll just keep this thing at full, essentially guaranteed. We're gonna go for Glaive Rush here, and I'm gonna go for the Blizzard here, and I'm just gonna try and OHKO their Belly Bolt, or if nothing else, stop them from using Bulldoze to activate Electro, which even, I guess, regardless, they're gonna still activate Electro. What am I saying? Yeah, no, I think this might be game. I can't lie. I can't really. They're gonna go for Bolt Protect anyway. Okay, so I guess that's good, because they're not gonna activate Electro again. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go for a Blizzard here, and I'm gonna OHKO their Zong. So this actually might have some merit. This might be the way that I win this game, in all honesty. Because Zong is now cleared. And on top of this as well, they're gonna end up no longer being able to activate Electro slower than us. Because nothing on this team should be slower, besides Amoonguss, I guess. Which if they're gonna go for Amoonguss here, so be it. I don't really care if Amoonguss comes in at this point, because it's just Blizzard fodder. They might have choked doing that, I can't lie. Because they could have probably bulldozed into Parabolic, and then not only gotten back up to full, but they could have done essentially damage that was unrecoverable for me. However, for what it's worth, they still have Pelipper to clear my hail, which would be unfortunate, but it is what it is. Amoonguss is going to come in. Okay, so Amoonguss is still fine. I need to just go for the Icicle Spear into... I need to just go for the Glaive Rush here. And I need to just go for the Blizzard here. Now, they're going to probably Spore my back Scallop. No, they're going to go for Rage Powder. Okay, Rage Powder's fine. Rage Powder's actually perfectly okay, actually. Thunder. Okay, so Thunder's gonna do a fuck ton of damage. But that did actually, wow, that did a lot less than I thought. Okay, well, I'll take this. We froze the Belly Bolt, which is just really out. I'll be honest, that was our out this game, freezing the Belly Bolt. But I'll take this. Amogus is cleared now, which is huge for us. That's actually game-changing, utterly game-changing here. Meanwhile, their best one is that 4th is probably Bax, which I'm fine with Bax being that last slot because I can protect around it, and they're probably Trick Room. They're probably Trick Room, which is huge for us. They burn Terrestrial here, which also makes a huge difference. Trick Room is one more turn, yeah, okay. So I always just click Protect here. And then I'm going to click Aurora Veil here, just to boost my Fizz Death. I should always be slower than their Baxcalibur, which is good for me, because I can get this up. Because I'm objectively minus speed. So they'll be Ice Shard. Perfectly fine. I'll still have the Snow up for a couple more turns, as well as the fact I'm going to have my Aurora Veil. I'll most likely outpace them, which means that, at least with Baxcalibur, I'll most likely outpace them. Bomb Snow objectively will not. But Baxcalibur is 180 Jolly, so I can't imagine that Bax outpaces that. We'll go for a Glaive Rush here, just for as much damage as possible on that hit, and we're going to go for the Blizzard here, just for some good spread damage. And that's kind of how my out needs to go here. We're going to thankfully get some good Blizzard chip on Belly Bolt. Meanwhile, they're going to go for a Protect. That's fine. I will say I kind of wish I clicked Dragon Dance. It was something I was considering, but I think objectively this was still my safer play. So while I think that this was my safer play, I still kind of wish I clicked Dragon Dance, just solely for the fact that it would have been a guaranteed out at this point because I clicked Protect. However, it shouldn't matter a ton here. In all honesty, I should still kill with the combination of Blizzard plus Glaive Rush. So we're gonna make that play. We're gonna keep clicking Blizzard plus Glaive Rush here. Belly Bolt would essentially need to wake up this on Freeze's turn. It's really the only out it has. They're Life Orb Bags, which is even more concerning for them because they should just die. I can't see where Life Orb Bags takes this plus Blizzard. Yep. Beautiful. Okay. So we killed both, actually. A Bomb Snow is proving to be really broken, of course. Sadly, we're not going to get an Bomb Snow hidden. I really wanted to, but because of the days I had to take off for my throw, actually, we just missed it, which is really unfortunate because we would have perfectly made it in time to do a Bomb Snow team, like a dedicated one. But I'm glad I gotten to show it off in the past couple with stuff like Glaceon, as well as stuff like obviously Dachsbun team. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you did, of course, we went 3-0 today. We pulled off the miracle and we froze our opponent, and that's how we're winning. So if you enjoy this, of course, and you want to see more, leave a like and subscribe. Shout out to channel members, of course, being Josh K Ultra Player, Mia, Zeke Zero, Matt O'Shea, Nox Nocturnal, Koemi, Slade, and I think I got everyone. Zeke Zero, Matt O'Shea, Nox Nocturnal, Josh K Ultra Player, Mia, Koemi, and Slade. Yeah, that should be everyone, unless we got a new member last night, which if we did, then I mean, shout out to the new member, but nope, we didn't. Okay. So shout out to everyone if you want to become a channel member today. Link to that is down below. New videos every Saturday for channel members only. Coming up soon, we're going to have a specific, thorough, like hour-long team breakdown of our entire team report for Orlando Regionals. That'll be coming out on the Saturday after Regionals. So, of course, if you want to see that, only a couple dollars a month and you'll get to see it. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace out, guys.